What if I told you that in 2010, people were literally fighting each other online to buy expired milk? Or that there was once a website where you could purchase a single pixel for $1, and somehow the creator became a millionaire? Welcome to the strange and wonderful world of forgotten e-commerce fads, where the line between genius and insanity was thinner than a credit card swipe. I'm about to take you on a journey through the digital graveyard of online shopping trends that once had venture capitalists throwing money around like confetti at a New Year's party. These aren't just random failed businesses. These are the bizarre experiments that shaped how we shop online today. And some of them will make you question everything you thought you knew about consumer behavior. Let's start our time machine with one of the most ridiculous yet successful ideas in internet history. In 2005, a British student named Alex II was drowning in student debt and needed a creative way to raise money for university. His solution? The $1 Million Homepage. This wasn't a sophisticated e-commerce platform or a revolutionary marketplace. It was literally just a web page with 1 million pixels, and Alex sold each pixel for $1. The concept was absurdly simple. Companies could buy blocks of pixels to display their logo or advertisement. The minimum purchase was a 10 by 10 pixel block for $10. What happened next defied all logic and reason. Within months, businesses scrambled to claim their share of digital real estate on this pixelated canvas. The site became an internet phenomenon, generating massive media attention and driving traffic that companies desperately wanted to capture. By January 2006, Alex had sold 999,000 pixels and auctioned off the remaining 1,000 pixels for over $38,000. The total? Just over $1 million from selling absolutely nothing but digital space. This wasn't a product, it wasn't a service, it was pure marketing genius, disguised as the most straightforward possible e-commerce concept. But here's where it gets interesting. The $1 Million Homepage spawned dozens of copycat sites, none of which achieved even a fraction of the original success. Why? Because the magic wasn't in the pixels, it was in the story. Alex had created the first viral e-commerce phenomenon, proving that sometimes the most powerful selling point isn't what you're selling, but why you're selling it. Fast forward to 2009, and we encounter another bizarre chapter in e-commerce history. Group buying websites. Groupon didn't invent the concept, but they perfected the art of making people buy things they didn't need at discounts they couldn't resist. The formula was deceptively simple. Get enough people to commit to purchase something and everyone gets a massive discount. Suddenly, people were purchasing everything from restaurant meals to skydiving lessons to dental procedures. Not because they wanted these services, but because the deals were too good to pass up. The psychology was brilliant and terrifying. They created artificial scarcity combined with social proof, making consumers feel like they were missing out on incredible opportunities if they didn't act immediately. At its peak, Groupon was valued at over $6 billion, and competitors like Living Social were raising hundreds of millions in funding. Cities were flooded with people trying to use their Groupon deals, often overwhelming small businesses that couldn't handle the sudden influx of discount-seeking customers. Many restaurants and service providers lost money on these promotions, but the group buying sites were printing cash by taking substantial cuts from every deal. Then reality set in. Customers realized they were accumulating piles of unused vouchers for services they never really wanted. Businesses discovered that Groupon customers were often one-time bargain hunters who wouldn't return at full price. The magic formula began to crumble as the market became oversaturated with daily deal sites, and the novelty of these sites wore off. Today, while Groupon still exists, it's a shadow of its former glory, and most of its competitors have vanished entirely. But perhaps the most fascinating example of forgotten e-commerce madness was the flash sale phenomenon that reached its peak around 2011. These weren't regular sales. They were carefully choreographed events that combined fashion, technology, and psychology into an addictive shopping experience, prompting people to set alarms to catch limited-time offers. Gilt Group was the undisputed king of this space, offering designer merchandise at steep discounts for incredibly short periods. Members would receive emails announcing sales that would start at specific times and last only a few hours, or until inventory ran out. The catch? You had to be quick, really quick. Popular items would sell out in minutes, sometimes seconds. The psychological manipulation was masterful. They took luxury brands that most people couldn't afford and made them accessible, but only for those fast enough and committed enough to participate in their digital treasure hunts. The exclusivity factor was intoxicating. You weren't just buying a discounted designer handbag, you were winning a competition against thousands of other shoppers. This model created a new type of online shopper, the flash sale addict. These consumers would spend their days monitoring multiple flash sale sites, building wish lists, and developing strategies to maximize their chances of scoring deals. Some people treated it like a part-time job, complete with spreadsheets that tracked sales schedules and inventory patterns. The success was astronomical. Gilt Group reached a valuation of over $1 billion and spawned countless imitators. Every major retailer started experimenting with flash sales, and new platforms launched weekly, each promising even better deals and more exclusive access. Then the bubble burst. The logistics became nightmarish as these companies struggled to manage inventory, shipping, and customer service for their explosive growth. The novelty factor diminished as flash sales became commonplace. Customers began to realize that many of these designer items were either overstock, outdated inventory, or created specifically for discount channels. More importantly, the rise of social media and influencer marketing has changed how people discover and value luxury goods. Instagram made authentic luxury more accessible than flash sale knockoffs, and consumers began prioritizing experiences over material possessions. What's truly remarkable about these forgotten fads is how they each tapped into fundamental human psychology that remains relevant today. The $1 Million homepage exploited our fascination with viral phenomena and our desire to be part of something bigger than ourselves. Group buying sites weaponize social proof and loss aversion, making us believe we needed things we'd never considered purchasing. Flash sales combined exclusivity with urgency, creating addictive shopping behaviors that retailers still try to replicate. These weren't just business failures. They were elaborate experiments in consumer behavior that taught us valuable lessons about digital commerce. They proved that success in e-commerce isn't always about having the best product or the most efficient system. Sometimes it's about understanding human nature and creating experiences that tap into our deepest psychological triggers. The legacy of these forgotten fads lives on in modern e-commerce. Limited time offers, social shopping features, and viral marketing campaigns all trace their DNA back to these early experiments. Today's successful e-commerce companies didn't just learn from what worked. They studied what didn't work and understood why. As we continue to see new trends emerge in digital commerce, from social selling to live stream shopping to virtual reality retail experiences, remember that today's revolutionary idea might be tomorrow's cautionary tale. The graveyard of e-commerce is littered with billion-dollar ideas that seemed unstoppable until they suddenly weren't. The next time you encounter a hot new shopping trend that seems too good to be true, ask yourself, are you witnessing the birth of the next Amazon, or are you watching the $1 Million homepage of 2025? Only time will tell. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. Feel free to hit the like, share, and comment buttons below. Thank you for watching.